Hey guys, check it out. I've got one of the latest big quarterly deliveries from Nomadik. It's the first one of 2024, so let's open this thing up and see what they sent. What's up guys, Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Nomadik unboxing. And I feel like Nomadik's kind of shifted their model around. They used to be known for these monthly subscription boxes, which I still see a little bit of floating around out there, but lately I've just been picking up these quarterly boxes, which are really interesting. Typically a pretty big and fairly valuable mix of gear in each one of these things. Again, they come once a quarter or so. But lots of different themes, lots of different outdoorsy type stuff. And from the brief description I saw of this one, there's a ton of stuff in this thing. So if you want to get the subscription for yourself, you can follow the link on the screen or down the description. But pretty interesting mix here, and a lot of different prices on these. I feel like they've run a bunch of sales here lately, so I'll be sure to put the latest stuff down in the description for you. Let's pop this thing open here and see what we got for the first quarter of 2024. All right, so that is a jam-packed box. We got our little guy right here. Let me spread all this stuff out and we'll look through it. All right, so here we go. Without a doubt, this is the biggest mix of gear I've ever seen in one of these deliveries from Nomadik. And that doesn't mean that it's the highest value gear, although this is actually some really good stuff, all from really good brands and everything too. So I'm excited about that. We always have this little guide they send. So this is the emergency prep kit. Quarterly box, the rundown of products, 10, it looks like 10 total products if my quick math is right there. And then we got some brand discounts and stuff there if you want to sneak into that and take a look at it. Man, lots of things here. I'm just going to I was going to go down the list. Let's start with the big boy. This is an aqua brick, which is a great way to do some water storage. And the thing I like about this, I'll just kind of pan it across the camera since it's bigger than my little setup here will allow. So this thing holds 3 gallons, so not the biggest storage container you can get, but if you notice, see these pins in here? These are like water storage Legos. Whether you're taking water with you to the backcountry or you're storing things for an emergency, this is a really nice way to either put them in the back of your car and stack them if you need a nice way to store that stuff, or even for long-term storage in your garage or pantry, that sort of thing. These are well-regarded containers and not cheap when I've looked into them. They have the seal here, has a little cap with an O-ring and everything. Now, if you're keeping water for a very, very long period of time, I think there's like some purification tablets and stuff you need to put in that to keep your water just right. But this is great. Great for a camping trip, great to have just in case of emergency and everything. I like the handle and everything, really sturdy, good containers. So not a bad start there. I'm gonna put that over to the side because we got a lot of other stuff to go through. And speaking of water, we'll do the 2 other water related items here from LifeStraw. We have their Peak Series gravity water filter system. And it looks like this actually has a few different items in it. It's a 3-liter water bladder, the filter, big tube, and it looks like kind of a Camelback style spout here that you can drink out of. But their claim is you can see all the stuff it filters out. They claim bacteria, all sorts of different particles, microplastics, little parasites and everything else. The stuff that's gonna make you sick in the backcountry or on your camping trip, or in an emergency, is the stuff you want to get out of there. So you can see all the list of items here. It's very lightweight to begin with. Let's see if we can pop the seal and quickly just take a look at the actual thing here. So here we go. You can see the bladder, you can see the hoses down there. I don't know, there's so much stuff down here, I'm afraid of this stuff's gonna fall out if I really dig into it right now. But a very cool product. LifeStraw makes really well-regarded stuff, and a lot of people like the gravity filter system if you're camping, and for emergencies it's nice too just because it's so much. I tend to use those Grail bottles. You may have seen those in some of my other videos where you can just scoop up the water and press and filter yourself that way. But those only really store stuff in a matter of like ounces at a time, so maybe 16 ounces or so. So if you're trying to do stuff for your family where you need a larger solution for that, gravity filters are great for it. So there you go, that's how it works, by the way, if you want to see a quick look at that. So great products, good start so far. And I'll go ahead and round out, I think is the last item of the water category here. But we have these emergency water patches from the SOS Food Lab and drinking water. Throw these in your car, throw these in your little bug out bag or something, just a quick way to hydrate and everything. I've actually never drank the water out of the pouches of these. I don't know if they're gonna taste, kind of metallic or whatever, but I guess you also don't want anything to pierce these or smack it where they'll blow up the pouch. But there you go, nice little extra to have in there. Okay. Let's keep moving on. You know what, I'm gonna grab this just because it's over here and I'm familiar with these. These little live fire things are great. I have one of these I bought probably a decade ago that I keep in my little kit in my truck. If you've ever watched like my truck EDC video, you've probably seen this little thing. These are pretty awesome for starting fires with. Very simple idea. Just kind of like fuel impregnated wax more or less where you slide this down. You've got this little thing right here, and you can just kind of grab your fingernails and fluff it up a little bit. You cast a spark into it. Of course, if you have a lighter, you can just light it right there. But close this just enough where you just leave a little flame as long as you need it to get some tinder going or that sort of thing. And when you're done, you just close it off. So you could probably make something like this yourself with some Vaseline cotton balls and an Altoids tin, that sort of thing. But it serves a simple purpose. You can open it wide and get a big range of fire and stuff there. But a very surprisingly little useful fire starting tool. I really like these. So cool to see these in here. I feel like all these products so far are actually like really well thought out and well regarded stuff, with the exception of this little saw thing here. So man, I've had these things since I was a kid, little pocket wire saws. Now, I guess some people really like these. I get it's small and you have the utility of this itty bitty little thing you can throw in a kit and hopefully have a way to like cut through some stuff. But personally, I'm just not a fan, unless maybe you have some big thick gloves and you really aren't trying to cut down something big. I find it's a lot more trouble than it's worth. I'd rather keep, with a little bit more space, something like a small silky saw, or was it the Baco Laplander? I'm a big fan of that. I keep one of those in my truck. And again, I know you probably can't match the size of this, but for me, these things always give me blisters and wear me out. Fun for your kids maybe to experiment with and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm crapping all over this and you guys love this. Sorry about that if that's the case, but not a huge fan of those. But you got one if you want one. Let's kind of move our way over. You know, we'll wrap things up on the first aid stuff. These Karmic Outdoor stickers, I've seen these around too. Where the idea is basically you can register your QR code, you have a unique code there. If you have some expensive, nice backcountry gear, maybe you want to throw this on your bladder or on your aqua brick, or I don't know, whatever else. Anything that you would leave out that you might lose during a hike or might get misplaced or picked up. This is a way for people to scan this stuff and get them back to their owner. It's a simple concept, something you could probably order some QR code stickers and do it yourself. But this company has done a good job making the system pretty easy. I do like that it's waterproof and weatherproof, so it's not going to, the sun's not going to fade it in 2 months. If you drop something in a river, this is probably make its way through it too, where they'd be able to dig out some stuff and find it. So really the superpower of this, the system for locating stuff is great, where people scan and get stuff, but this is just a really high quality decal too that will last out in the elements and help people return your stuff to you. So not a bad item to have. Whether or not you actually use it or love it, it's going to be up to you, but there's that. So let's go through all this first aid stuff, because this is actually a really good mix of gear. I'm kind of surprised they actually sent multiple fairly big kits. We'll start with these My Medic kits, which if you've watched the channel for any period of time, I love My Medic stuff. Some people say they're a little bit higher price compared to other stuff out there. I think that's just because their stuff tends to be so much nicer. I love their Band-Aids. I love the way they pack stuff where you can dig through it and it's easy to identify what you need out of these kits and everything. But look how just absolutely loaded to the gills this Hiker Medic kit is. All these individually packaged medicines and balms. You got electrolyte mixes, you got bandages, you got all sorts of stuff in here. I'll read down the list in the back. Sunscreen, lip balm, berm gel, alcohol wipes, fabric bandages, gauze, super skin, antibiotic, ointment, whistle, electrolyte, sting and bite relief, emergency blanket, paracord, ibuprofen, Benadryl, water purification tabs. All of that in this small thing that's maybe, I don't know, maybe half a pound, very light. Throw it in your hiking backpack. It is a little bit of a chunky boy, but compared to like a typical, like throw in some Band-Aids and stuff and then you're hosed if you actually need some things, this has a lot of good stuff in it. So awesome kit to have there. You know, I actually have another one of these in my stock, and I swear this one size-wise is shorter. Maybe I'm just crazy, or maybe I did a bad job repacking the other one when I used it. Oh, there's the exact weight, 5.4 ounces. I was close to that. Okay, so not only do you have that, but you also have one of their awesome burn packs, which again has all these items here in the back. You got gauze and super skin and burn gel, antiseptic. You got gloves in this one, burn dressings, cold packs, instructions on how to use everything. Just really solid stuff. Again, nice, easy to locate when you dump this stuff out. Everything has bright, clear labeling on it. It tells you exactly what it is. Instructions on how to use it. These are instant cold packs and everything. And that really matters. A lot of times when you get the kits from a Walmart or out in like an Amazon find, you'll get just everything's in a white package that has really small labeling on it. It's hard to use. To me, that's part of what you're paying for with the My Medic stuff. I'll just pull something out here. You get this bright packaging. Here's your little guide and stuff. Here's some pads and everything. But bright packaging with big descriptions of things and clear instructions on how it's used and stuff on the back. Just really, really solid gear that, in my experience, when I pull this stuff out versus the cheap stuff, this stuff feels like the stuff they'd probably give me at the hospital, where some of the cheaper stuff feels like it's the stuff you put on while you're driving to the hospital. Really glad to see those in here. Nomadik is awesome. They also gave us a tourniquet in this, which is great as well. This one's the Rats tourniquet. And if you're into first aid at all, or go down a YouTube rabbit hole about first aid, you know, people have a lot of opinions about these tourniquets. So the Rat stuff I think is okay. I forget the name of it. The one that has the big bar on it is the one that everybody tends to like more, I believe. You guys will go nuts at me in the comments, I'm sure. But you have your nice tourniquet in here. So if you want to like pillage some of this stuff and throw it in your own kits and everything, and have these different items set apart for you, you can do that too. But again, thoughtful to have that in a kit, which I love. We also have just a simple cold pack, which I think you just expose these to air. No, this says add water to the line and close and shake, and that activates it. But those are awesome to have. I think, didn't we have a cold pack in this maybe too? Yeah, we got a big cold pack in that. So you got 2 cold packs, which is nice. And then last but not least, we have Duraderm Sport, which I think is like the liquid bandages, isn't that right? So yeah, we get these little capsules in here. You squeeze, it activates a little vial, and then you can drag it over stuff. In my mind, this is kind of like, you know, how people use super glue in a pinch to seal stuff. This is like the medically approved version of doing that, but actually has stuff built into it that's a lot more safe to use on your skin. Like it says, it actively kills MRSA, viruses, fungi. No antibiotics in there or anything, but cool. So you actually have a super extensive array of first aid kit items. This gravity filter, extra water, fire starters, the dinky little saw, which I don't dig, this giant water cube thing. But overall, I have to say, as far as like all the quarterly packages that I've got from Nomadik, this might be my favorite mix of stuff. It's a huge amount of stuff, but sometimes I feel like they have like one killer item and then a few items that are just kind of okay. The value's always there, but it just depends who you are on the mix of stuff. But this time around, I feel like this mix of gear is something that everybody should have and put aside and have for emergencies and everything. So good job this quarter, Nomadik. Again, if you want to pick up the subscription for yourself or order just this box, that's something that kind of changed recently. You can order all sorts of different kits, just a la carte. You can follow the link on the screen or down in the description. I think you'll dig this stuff. Nomadik has some pretty cool kits to check out. So that is it for this quarter's unboxing. As always, if you dug this video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this down the line. We'll see you next time.